has it turned out to be a beneficial thing for your economy or not so far?
Well, I think that our economy, I don't know if it is because of euro or not. Our economy is doing well, but of course we suffered as Turkey and as everyone. We suffered a bit of the crisis because we are export oriented, but not that bad. The fact is that due to the crisis, probably people understand that we have to make some structural changes in our social system and so on. That is what we will have to do as a nation, and our government, and this maybe help people to understand that it's necessary to do something. But in general, Czech Republic is doing well. Our currency is a little too strong for the exporters, so it is. We are doing well among the other countries.
Now I'd like to ask you some questions about some other parts of the world. We are curious what other people in other parts of the world, or let's say Czech people, perceive the developments in the Middle East. I know you're not in a position to talk about foreign policy of any country, but how do ordinary people perceive the developments in the Middle East?
Well, it's always difficult to speak for ordinary people who are ordinary people. Well, we are all ordinary and we are all extraordinary, if you take it like this. But of course, I mean, the Middle East is very close to Europe. It's our neighbor, and therefore we have to watch carefully what's happening there. We had also had, and we have still, very good relations with many countries in the Middle East, with Arab countries, as well as with Israel, for example. So we have quite a balanced view. We believe that what is very positive and understandable for us is the will for every nation, to live in a prosperous country, and to have liberties, personal liberties, and to feel free, not to feel to be oppressed. And totalitarian regime can be, these regimes are different, but whatever the ideology, it can be different. It can be from right to left, from whatever it is. The life under totalitarian regime is always limited, and people suffer in a very similar way, even if the regimes may have some totally different labels. And that is something what I myself, because I lived until quite some age under a regime which was a little quite a totalitarian regime, I can understand it. So from this point of view, of course, we are well-wishers, but we also see that always during the revolution of any kind, this is a time of instability, and some things may happen which are not quite pleasant. And so we would like that all the countries which are very different, they are not the same, of course, of Middle East, they would find some good and peaceful way of transformation which would lead to positive effects. And we are definitely, as the other countries of European Union, we are prepared to support it. We have already prepared some projects within our transformation strategy, and help with things which we believe might be troublesome and might be similar to what we pass through. But the things are similar, but they are not the same, of course. And each country, each region has to find out its own way how to do the things better. You can hardly say you have to do it this way, that way. What works here wouldn't work there. So I think that we are well-wishers. Maybe it is the best expression.
Now I have a question about your country. I mean, you managed to, have a peaceful transitory period from a communist regime, let's say, to a post-communist democratic regime. And what have been your experience, and what do you think it would be an example, good example for the countries in the Middle East? As you said, they are different, but again.
Well, at least it is an example that of our region, and I don't speak only about my country, that you can do the things more or less right. Of course, I mean, nobody is happy with its own country because you always think it might be better. So, of course. But I think that we had a window of opportunity, and we used that window of opportunity in general well. Okay, we can see some problems always, but in general very well. And we, at least my generation, we had, for example, we have seen some rise of nationalism, and we were not very much prepared for it. And it was difficult for me, for example, understand that I will not live in Czechoslovakia, but I will live in Czech Republic, and to get used to it. But on the other hand, what we can see now is that, and I don't say to paint things pink, as we say in Czech, but I want to say that it's true. We and Slovaks, for example, we are now the best friends, supporting each other, and also if you go to the opinion polls, you will find out that, I mean, the most beloved nations are these two. We are speaking for TV, we even notice that we again make Czechoslovak programs, I mean Czech and Slovak programs together. And these are popular programs for the popular public, that the Slovak actors are still very popular in Czech Republic and the Czech actors in Slovakia. And that when we can be fans of each other also. And to some extent this is true of Czechoslovakia only, former Czechoslovakia, that is for Czech Republic and Slovakia. But we try to do the same thing in the whole mini region, that is the Central European region. And we have formed, just after the fall of communism, as we say, we have formed a special regional cooperation group named Visegrad Group, where the members are Czech Republic, Slovakia, Poland and Hungary. And this half a year we are the presidency as Czechs, and we support the Polish presidency of European Union. And I must say that it's a very flexible structure, and this region has a lot in common. Of course, we might have also sometimes different ideas and geopolitical interests, of course. Poland may look more to north, we may look a little more to south, to the Balkans. But if we have the same views, we can lobby for those views much better in European Union as for countries which are altogether as populous as Turkey. And vis-à-vis Turkey, by the way, we have the same position. We are supporting its bid for EU membership, and we have all very, very good and positive relations with Turkey. So this Visegrad cooperation group can be also a good partner for Turkey, not only each of these countries. So it's quite an interesting information maybe, and it is working fine for 20 years, maybe a good example of a regional cooperation. So I believe that it is also one of the things which is important, and it's people-to-people level is important, because we are supporting the projects among our societies. If this might be a way of regional cooperation also for other countries or other regions, maybe yes, because of its very loose structure. There is no secretariat, there is nothing like that. We have a secretariat for Visegrad Fund, that is the money we give for projects, non-governmental projects, but as such, and we always cooperate. We are not forced to cooperate if we don't want to, in the areas we don't want to. And so this is a kind of friendship club, and maybe even this could be a kind of positive picture and positive example of regional cooperation.
Unfortunately, we are coming to the end of our program. Maybe we can a little bit talk about cultural presence of Czech Republic in Turkey before we conclude.
Yes, yes. You know, for me, this is a very personal area of my work. Unfortunately, we don't have a Czech center here. We have an organization of Czech centers, but we cooperate with our colleagues in Prague, and we try to do our best. That is, we as a consulate in Istanbul and our colleagues in Ankara. And we have long cooperation with IFSAC. We every year we organize at least one photography exhibition, because we are quite well known for art of photography. And by the way, I have seen on Istiklal Caddesi in a bookstore a big and very representative book on 20th century Czech photography. So I recommend to those who love photography. It's very well done. And so photography. We also, for our National Day, we organized a concert, and we'll again organize a concert of classical music. And we try to bring the musicians also to Edirne or to Bursa, to other places. And we always support the Documentarist Festival. We had here this year Madame Třeštíková, who is a first lady of the European cinema to some extent, at least for us, but she also got the European prize. She was, I must say that it was a big interest in Turkey. I was even overwhelmed by the interest of press. And we also cooperate with some galleries. We try to bring our modern art and put together the people, because you make a gallery, you make an exhibition, you make a concert, but it's not enough. You have to put together the people, so that when I will leave, maybe for another 10 years, 20 years, the people will cooperate. And that is what I want, to put people together, because they know the best how to cooperate together. And Czech and Turkish artists, I think they understand each other, and as well as our tourists, they come always happy. And so I think that we are now in a very good time of our relations, and it's getting more and more, we are getting more and more close to each other.
Ms. Irena Krasnitska, this is the end of our program. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you very much for invitation.
That was the Diplomats. Today we had Ms. Irena Krasnitska, Consul General of Czech Republic in Istanbul. Thank you very much for watching us.